travel lives in our heart. Videos with Brian Smaller, these are the made for moments.
So Brian is off travelling again, and I am left looking after the shop. He criticises us avatars for not pronouncing things right, but we are not human, and we know we still have a lot to learn. Perhaps I should be turning the tables and criticising Brian to see how he likes it. Last month he asked our computers for photos of a man on a beach looking out to sea. I think it's our turn to see if he can do it. Brian, show me a man on a beach looking out to sea.
A man gazing out to sea with his back to the camera. Don't think I needed to say that. And I'm a man who was not created by an AI. I'm real, honest. And we're at Bugibar, which is just in the St Paul's Bay area on Malta. Come looking in the rock pools, because I still have that action camera that can go underwater. I cannot see any life in any of these. Didn't find any in Tenerife either. And there's lots of it here. There's bits of stranded water everywhere, but it's all completely empty. Quite disappointing. But this area isn't disappointing. St Paul's Bay is obviously a tourist attraction. You come here in the winter and it's still busy, and there are cafes up there and along the promenade that are still doing good business. We came down on a bus here this morning that was absolutely packed out. Luckily we got on at the ferry at the far end of the island where the route starts from, and we got a seat, but not many other people did. Public transport here is very successful. Of course it is free, and the buses are every few minutes, so if you can't get on one you should go down the next one. But that is probably the most successful public transport system I've ever seen. It means that people won't bother going out in their cars very much, because the buses are just always there, day and night, and weekends and Sunday nights, and all the times we've wanted to use the buses here, they just keep flying past. The works on the Bugibar breakwater and ferry landing project are nearing completion, and there are plenty of boats waiting to take you away. To see more of Valletta, we decided to take a trip on the tourist train, and here again was a problem with money, in that they didn't take cards on the train and we didn't have cash, and we were going to walk away. And then the woman driver of the train said, "Have you got a Revolut account?" And of course I have. So she issued a QR code on her phone, which I then scanned into Revolut and made a payment to her for the trip from my Revolut account. As I said earlier, the currency here is euros. They also drive on the left, which is comfortable for those of you who've never driven on the right, and so hiring a car shouldn't be a problem. And speaking English is pretty widespread here, although there is a Maltese language. The locals seem to speak a mixture of the two, mixing words in the same sentence, and the language gets called Manglish. We passed a statue which represents the break from independence from British rule, which was on the 21st of September 1964, the date that Malta became independent. And then we move on past and through the bus terminus, or bus terminuses, I would say. There's two large areas of buses, and you have to know which one to go to. As we pass along the row of buses, you'll notice an awful lot of them carry advertising, and this deceived me when we first arrived because it was at night and the buses looked as though they were travelling empty and in the dark. But actually it's the advertising not showing the internal of the bus. There are people on at night, it's lit up inside, but you can't tell that from the outside.
Strolling down Valletta Street so grand, cobblestone paths, footprints in the sand, underneath the azure sky so wide.
Valletta's quite a small capital, and it was named the European Capital of Culture in 2018, and it's a place where we had no trouble finding a place for coffee and cake.
Cafes hum with life, a gentle tune. In the harbor, boats sway with the moon. Mediterranean breeze whispers so clear. With every wave, love draws near. Oh, Malta, with your timeless grace.
We return now to Malta Bay, and you're seeing the houses that are behind our hotel and front onto the Mediterranean. In this area there's a boatyard and a museum building, and the museum didn't open the whole time we were there.
In you, my love, I unfold. Slima's shores caress the sea.
As I mentioned before, we did have some pretty bad weather while we were in Malta, and up in the town centre of Malta, the rain here is seen running down the hills. It causes rivers down the paths and roads.
Echo through the island halls. Church bells ring, market stalls bustling. Maltese nights, oh, they're so enchanting. Wine in hand beneath the stars.
We chose a pretty nice day to go up to Agatha's Tower. It's a fairly short walk, but it's uphill, so it seems like it's taking a long time because you keep stopping, looking at the views and recovering a little.
Malta, with your timeless grace, in your embrace, I find my place. Your history and tales untold. In you, my love, I unfold.
The tower isn't particularly big, and we are given a single information sheet about the place, and you'll see that we get to go up on the roof of the tower and get some even better views around the area.
Enchanting, wine in hand beneath the stars we sway. Mediterranean nights turn to day.
And as we end this feature on Malta, I'll show you what it looks like at night in Malta Bay, because we went out here most evenings to look for something to eat, and we enjoyed the atmosphere and all the lights. It looks quite different at night. And you'll see that the museum you saw earlier is now lit up. Would we ever go back to Malta? Well, I suppose we'd like to.
Now's the time that we must go with Maltese evening light. We hope you have enjoyed the show. It's time to say goodnight. Maythorn video hits the screen on YouTube every week, with Brian and his trusty team and music that's unique.